Hello everybody. As you probably are aware by now, the last update for Don't Starve Together added a way to play Balagtro from within the constant as part of their crossover with said Balagtro. In this minigame, every survivor except the DLC ones and Wonky are represented with their own Joker card, which all have a unique effect based on the character. So today, after some of you lovely folks suggested I do on the Discord, we're going to be looking at every Joker, what their effects are, and what their effects actually mean, since, believe it or not, most of the effects are thematic with their character. The first Joker we're drawing is WX78. Their card makes it so every heart card held on the first round but then discarded on the second round will grant you 2 molt. This is probably due to how WX78 used to be human, but threw away that humanity in order to become a robot. It also lines up pretty accurately to their animated short, where they pull out their empathy module, their quote-unquote heart, after it being kept dormant in their body for so long. Just like keeping a heart in your hand and discarding it on the second round. Second card is Wormwood. Each club will grant 15 chips thanks to him. Clubs on playing cards represent clovers, as well as that, were derived from acorns back when the current suit of cards, the French suited ones, was born from the German suited cards, where they used to be acorns instead. Plant guy getting bonuses from the plant-based suit. Perfectly logical reasoning in my mind. Thirdly, Maxwell. Oh yeah, this is a good one. Each heart card discarded gives you 1 molt. Now I have a little crazy theory about this one. What if the Jimbo machine was placed here, or heck, even made by Charlie herself, to parody Maxwell's cheap card tricks that you can see in his idle animation? And she gave Maxwell's Joker the passive of throwing away hearts to gain power, just like he did to Charlie. Fourth up, Winona. She's the inverse of Maxwell. Every heart kept per round gives you 1 molt. Maybe this could be seen as the opposite of Maxwell. Maybe Charlie gave Winona's card molt on hearts because she loves her as her sister, or admires and wants to reward how she's done all she could to try and find her sister once more. Or Jimbo just really loves Winona. One or the other. Fifth on the docket, we have Wickerbottom. Each queen in your hand gives you +1 molt when playing as this old girl. She has this passive because she's a powerful woman in charge. I think that's it at least. Queens often exert lots of power over their domain, and Wickerbottom can more than influence the constant itself, changing the moon's phase, the weather, and summoning lots of bees. Royalty. Oh, maybe it's because she's like a queen bee, yeah, maybe. The sixth Joker of today, Wilson, simply gives you 3 molt for every pair in your hand. I think they just gave Wilson this because pairs are, besides high cards, the easiest hand to make in poker, and the simplest hand to make in poker. So they gave the simple beginner character an easy buff for the simple and newbie hand. Or it's just like Mimi said and he's a pest. Seventhly, Wendy. Taking her Joker makes it so if you discard a card into the same suit, you get 5 chips and 2 molt. Just like Wendy herself, this card is overpowered. But as to why her card does this, I like to think it's a little bit explanatory. If we see discarding a card as it dying, then giving a buff when it's replaced by a card in the same suit, it's like the card coming back to life, much like Abigail. Or simply meant to represent the bond between Wendy and her twin sister Abigail, since that's why it has to be the same suit as the discarded card. Our 8th card is Wortox. Tricky one this one. Each heart discarded gives you 15 chips, but each heart in your hand will remove 11 chips but grant 1 molt. Could this simply refer to Wortox's souls? You can discard them, drop them on the ground, to gain chips, heal allies. Or you can keep them, eat them, to lose chips, sanity, but gain molt. Hunger? Am I reaching? Either way, his Joker passive reflects the balance between earning and spending souls without going absolutely insane, and the hearts obviously represent souls. Unless you're naughty aligned, and then in which case you don't have to worry about balancing anything, you can just eat all the souls you want. Walter is our 9th card, and he grants you 15 chips for each different suit in a discard. This is the one I struggled with the most, to be honest. My best bet is that he's resourceful. Walter's perks offer all sorts of benefits in many fields, like healing, crafting, foraging, and running around on a big dog. So giving his Joker the ability to gain chips from different suits in the discard can be seen as resourceful salvaging? Jack of all trades? Multi-card lingual? Yeah, I'm at a loss for this one. Let me know what you think his Joker represents in the comments, because I'm stumped. The 10th card, Warts, grants you 10 chips per face card you keep in your hand, those being jacks, queens, and kings. She gains this because she's all about merm royalty and monarchy. She can literally crown a king of the merms, and she herself is like the princess of the merms. She cares about royalty so long as the only monarchs in her life are merms and not a certain pigman related royalty. For card number 11, we have Weber. Their card makes it so for every heart or diamond discarded into a club or spade, you gain 2 malt. A simple reference to how both Weber and the spider became this new compound being, with the buff only triggering if either suit becomes the other. Maybe they chose clubs and spades because they're typically the black cards in a deck, which look like spiders, compared to the red ones that hearts and diamonds typically are. Ignore the fact that in-game, clubs are green and diamonds are blue. Moving on. 12th, we have Warley, where if your hand contains all 4 suits, you gain 4 malt. Pretty sure this is meant to reference Warley's varied diet passive, requiring the player to also have a nice variety of suits in their hand. I'm very confident on that one. Your 13th Joker of this video is Willow, and she will grant you 20 chips for each face card you burn. Need I say more? Getting rewarded for destroying something is peak Willow, especially if it's royalty. I like to think this is a reference to how Willow loves to prank Maxwell, who was the former king of the Constant. Or maybe the reasoning is deeper than that. Maybe Willow is working for the Shadows to tear down all other royalty. But not Charlie, they're probably besties. Card 14, Wanda. She gives you 80 chips to start with, but each discard takes away 15 chips. The starting number being 80 is a reference to the age that Wanda will die at. So you're just rewinding time by discarding cards, much like how Wanda's main life and gameplay gimmick is to rewind time to make sure you don't die from old age. Big man himself now, card 15, Wolfgang. He gives you the mighty passive of 25 chips for each king in your hand. Of course the big strong mighty Wolfgang will reward you for having big strong men in your hand. I could have phrased that slightly better. Even though technically an ace is a higher scoring card than a king, they are second best. Don't tell Wolfgang Baines that though. Bad luck being this late, card 16 we have Wes. A unique buff, if you discard a card and end up with a worse hand than what you had, you'll gain 30 chips. For example, if your current hand is a 3 of a kind, and you discard one of the 3 cards into a different card, making your current hand a 2 of a kind, which is a lower scoring hand, you'll gain your bonus chips. Is that clear enough? His passive is this simply because it benefits if you have misfortune, which, as we all know, Wes has plenty of. 17th is Wigfred. Each spade in her hand will grant you 25 chips. Spades in cards often represent the tips of spears or halberds, as well as possibly being adapted from swords, which Spanish-suited decks tend to use. So then yeah, no kidding she's going to want as many spades in her hand as possible. More fighting weapons for the fighting lady. And our last card of the video, number 18, Woodie. A nice clean 7 chips per discard of any card. I feel like the logic behind this one is that Woodie is all about chopping trees, in case you forgot. And what are cards made from? Wood pulp. And how do you get wood pulp? Trees. I rest my case. To be honest, Woodie is good at pretty much destroying anything thanks to all of his wear forms except the goose one, so I say it could add up. Also, if you look at Woodie's quote for the Jimbo machine, he says this about it, which makes me feel like he may have had a gambling addiction at one point. Go good old Woodie, never change. And there's no wonky card. Should we make up a card for wonky? How about each 7 in your hand grants you 2 malt, because 7 kind of looks like a banana. Honestly, this machine is kinda strong for wonky and even wormwood, since bananas are both those guys' favourite food. Gros Michel, my beloved. And I think that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed my silly little explanations as to why each character has the Joker that they have. I do wonder though what the cards would be for the expansion characters like Woodlegs, Wheeler and Wilbur and the rest of the gang. Maybe the Island Adventures gang will take care of that. But the only thing I'm taking care of right now is a nice nap. Thank you for watching everybody, I hope you all have a lovely day. Bye bye.